Kelly, and welcome to Kelly Hill Yoga. I'm so excited to share this practice with you. Today we're going to work on some twists, just open up the spine, get our body moving and grooving. So when you're ready, come to Sukhasana or a seated pose here. And we're just going to take a couple of breaths to pull your intention onto the mat and let go of all that I need to and I have to outside this space. So just go ahead and take your shoulders. We're going to roll them a couple of times here. Take your chin down, roll the ears up over by the shoulders a couple of times. Close the eyes and then feel your way to your sit bones here. And we're just going to take 3 really lovely breaths before we get started here. So in and out through the nose as much as you can. Lovely inhale in and empty completely out on the exhale. Breathing in and emptying completely out. Last round, taking that inhale and a big emptying out. Now using that breath in here, reach the arms up and overhead, maybe gaze up at the palms. Exhale, bring your hands through heart center here. Sweep the arms behind, opening up your chest, reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, hands come down through heart center. 3 more rounds here. Take that breath in, waking up the shoulders, reaching through the ribs, hands through heart center, connecting with that breath. Last round, taking those arms up and overhead. And then this time as you exhale, twist to the right, reach back with that right shoulder. Come up to center, nice and slow. Exhale, twist to the left. So alternate side to side here. Resist that urge though to rush through this, keeping that crown of the head lifted. Awesome. One more time on each side. Doesn't matter where you are. We're just finding what feels good here. Last time over to the left. Beautiful. Come to center here. Reach through the fingertips. And then now we're going to alternate side to side. So take a breath out over to the left. Roll that right shoulder back. Slowly up to seated. And then over to the other side. Embrace your inner little teeter-totter here as we float from side to side. Using your breath. And it doesn't have to be this perfect matching either. If you're like, oh, what did she say? Inhale to exhale. Just find what feels right in the breath. Just putting intention into it. That's the whole point. One more time each side. Awesome. Then reach those fingertips up here. Fold over the legs, resting the forearms down. Shake your head out a little bit here. Take those 3 breaths that you did at the beginning. We're just going to keep checking in with these 3 rounds of breath, seeing where we're at, remembering to come back to the mat. So you can carry that breath all the way to the bottom of the lungs. Beautiful. Roll up to seated here. And come into all fours, or come onto all fours here, coming up to tabletop. Shaking the shoulders out a little bit. Doing a couple of rounds of cat and cow. Doesn't have to be anything perfect. Just finding some intention and then maybe even closing your eyes a little bit here. Just wiggle around. Maybe if you've sat all day, this might feel really good. You can take the knees really wide and maybe do some circles. Just about a minute here to just really wake yourself up. Awesome. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes, keep the feet really wide, come up into downward dog here. First downward dog. Walk it out. Open up the back of the legs, extending through the arms as much as you can. Coming high on the toes a couple of times. Rest your heels down. Awesome. And then walk your hands about half the distance back here. Take your right hand, as you bend the knees, take your right hand, reach to the outside of the left leg, looking under the left arm. Relaxing into it, not putting too much pressure into the wrist of that left hand. Just really keep that palm pressing down. And switch sides. That right hand will come down, left arm switches. Looking underneath that right arm. Take your left hand back down to the mat. Walk all the way out to plank here, adjust as needed. Tuck your shoulder blades back. Hold that plank for a breath in. Keeping the elbows tucked close. Lower all the way down to the belly. Breathe in, rise up, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Awesome. Going through a couple of rounds of that here. So roll forward to plank on that breath in. Exhale down to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Last round here. Breathe in, roll forward, plank. Exhale, down to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Find your way, downward dog. Beautiful. Reach your right leg up here. Step it to the outside of your right hand. Lower your back knee down. Rise up, low lunge. Hands to heart center. Twist to the right. Option to hook the outside of that left arm onto that right leg here. Heart reaches for the hands. Head stays lifted. Keeping integrity in the spine here. Turn back to center here. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Pull the hips back, single leg split, flex that front foot. Heart reaches forward. Bend that right knee. Right hand comes to the inside of that right leg, left arm reaches up, mini side angle here. Gaze down will help with balance. Left hand comes down. Tuck the back toes, lifting that back knee. Step back, downward dog. Breathe in, roll forward to plank. Exhale, down to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Switching sides. Reach that left leg up here. Step it to the outside of your left hand. Lower the back knee. Rise up, low lunge. Reaching through the ribs, softening the shoulders. Hands down to heart center. Twist to the left. Perhaps hooking that right arm on the outside of that left leg. Continuing to breathe in and out here, not rushing through it by any means. Turn back to center, arms reach up, low lunge. Hands come down, frame that front foot. Slide back, single leg split on this other side. Wiggling those front toes, just telling those toes you like them. Rebending that front knee, left hand comes to the inside of that front leg. Right arm reaches up, mini side angle on this other side. Take your right hand down, tuck the back toes, lifting that back knee, step back, downward dog. Roll forward plank, down to the belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. That heart's probably dancing, totally okay. Bend the knees, look forward. Step, hop, skip, however you want to get to the front of the mat here. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Rise all the way up to stand. Reach through the hands, coming down to heart center. Taking those 3 breaths, using an opportunity to come back to your mat. Stop the overthinking and just be. Letting go at the end of that next exhale. Inhale to reach the arms up. Fold it all the way down here. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up to stand, reach. Hands down to heart center. One more round of that. Float the hands down, reach them up. Push the hips back, fold forward. Float halfway. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up to stand. Hands down to heart center. Take your right foot here, step it back to pyramid pose. So we're going to take both toes pointed forward. Imagine a tightrope going down the midline of the body, step to either side of that tightrope. Reach the arms up, fold it forward. Folding over that front leg, reaching that left hip back here. Painting the breath, finding the lengthening, and opening up to it. Slide your hands forward, lift your back leg, standing split. Trying to keep that right hip turned down. If you want a little bit of a challenge, bend that left knee. Step your right foot, that lifted leg, back to a warrior 2 stance. Rise up, warrior 2. Adjust the feet as needed. Take your time, big transitions. Flip your front hand up and back, peaceful. Find your side angle now. Left arm onto that front thigh, right arm reaches up and forward. Extended side angle. Stamp your back foot down. Find your breath in. Exhale, letting go. Float up and back, reverse triangle. Lengthen in that front leg. Rock out your triangle, pushing the hips back. Left hand comes down either to that shin or to the floor. Bend the front knee, rise up and back, peaceful again. Cartwheel it down, runner's lunge. Step back to plank. Lower down to the belly. Breathe in, rise up, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Beautiful. Bend those knees, look forward. Walk, hop, skip, jump, however you want to get to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise up all the way to stand here. Hands down to heart center. Find that inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. Switching sides, step your left foot back, pyramid stance. Reach the arms up. Hinge at the hips, fold over your front leg. Really thinking about those sit bones lengthening, reaching towards that back of the wall. Slide your hands forward, lift the back leg, standing split. A little bit of a challenge, bend your right knee. Waking up that front leg. Breathe through it. How softly can you step back to that warrior two stance on this other side? Head over heart, heart over hips. Flipping your front hand up and back, keeping the legs right where they are, peaceful. Emptying the lungs out. Find your side angle. Staying for a breath or two. Option for extended side angle. That left arm sweeping forward. Use your next inhale to lift yourself back up, straighten that front leg without locking out the joint. Find your triangle. Little places of tension that like to come into play, wiggle those front toes. Gaze at the earth will help with balance. One more peaceful warrior here, bending that front knee up and back, open up that right side body and cartwheel it down. Step back to plank. Stay for that inhale, lowering down to the belly, breathe in, rise up, cobra. And then find your way downward dog again here. Holding our downward dog. Using this as a somewhat passive pose here, but recognizing the power, the action behind it. Where can you find ease? I know that heart's probably dancing around. Self-soothing with your breath. Slowly walking the feet and hands to meet at the center of the mat here. Turn your toes out, walk the feet wide, lower down into your Malasana Yogi squat here. Totally okay if you're on the toes, no judgment there. Bring your right hand down, fingertips, palm, whatever feels good. Reach your left arm up. Float your left hand down. Reach your right arm up. Last note, the little twist here. Trying to keep that weight set back as much as you can. Right hand comes down. Arms reach forward, maybe floating them up. Trying to get the biceps by the ears here. This is a big spine lengthener. Try to reach the knees a little bit away from each other. Beautiful. Bring the hands down. Lower yourself down to seated. Extend your right leg out nice and long. Left foot comes to tuck to the outside of that right leg. Hug it in close. Reach the left arm back. Little twist here. Turn back to center, reach the right arm up, big circle, just a counter twist for a moment. And then switching sides. Hug the right foot in, stepping it over. Reach that right arm back. Try not to be like forceful with your twist. It's all about having length in the spine, all those vertebrae like decompressing and then twisting from there. It's all about the length first. Slowly come back to center. Big circle with that left arm. Awesome. Bring both legs to extend out. Slide yourself forward here just so we stay on our mat. Glue your feet to the mat here. Take your belly, make it really strong. So belly button, it'll reach towards your spine. Float your arms out in front of you here. And then as we take an exhale, slowly, using the exhale to keep the belly strong, tighter, and tighter and tighter. Lower yourself all the way down to the mat here. Awesome. Once you get there, big, yummy stretch. Wiggle it out, wiggle your toes, the fingers here. Ooh, a little wake up. Waking up, getting that body twisting today. I don't know about y'all, but I feel 2 inches taller. Hug the knees into the chest. Just a little apanasa. Massage your low back, see how that feels. Beautiful. Release the feet down. Take them as wide as your mat here. Bring the arms out into a little bit of a T here. Let the legs drift over to the right. Take your right foot, place it on the top of the left. If that's too intense, just leave both feet on the mat here. See how low you can carry your breath. Carry it all the way to the bottom of the lungs here. Slide that right foot off. Bring the legs up to center. And then gently over to the left. Just switching it up here. Tucking that left foot or placing it on top of the right thigh. It's totally okay if one side feels different than the other. Left foot comes off. Bringing the legs to center. Yummy stretch again. Before we come into our final pose, just take a minute here. Find something that feels yummy. Maybe it's lengthening in the legs a couple of times. Perhaps it's a happy baby, getting playful, rolling around. Lengthening in the legs with your happy baby. Just finding something yummy here. Maybe it's a triple back handspring. Been scratching to do that. No, I'm just playing. Unless you do it, go for it. And then find a really deep inhale wherever you're at. And exhale, bring the legs down, rest the arms down here. Ooh, setting up for that final pose here, walking the shoulders underneath. If it's comfy, feels right to you, maybe flip the palms up, just being receptive to this time on your mat here, not overthinking or overcomplicating. Taking a big breath in through the nose. Emptying out here. 2 more rounds of that. Take that deep breath in. Empty out. Last round on your own. When you get to the bottom of that exhale, embrace that feeling of release and let your body, the physical, let it find that little letting go too. And now simply be and breathe. Please stay here as long as you wish, undisturbed, being with the essential you. I thank you for your time and energy today. And the love and light in me honors, sees, and feels the love and light in each of you beautiful humans. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I love you.